This isn't Instagram golf. I'm not re-hitting, hiding anything. You're seeing every shot I really hit. This is real golf. Nope, that's trouble, but okay. There we go. Oh, and if you see where this ball ended up. Let's go. All right, 9 holes in, and we found our way to the first hole with a water hazard. In fact, it's the only lake on the property. You see it on 10, 17, and 18. This is such a good par 3. Over the water, tough green. All right, so that's a back pin. We'll change it in the Tangent app. That means this hole's playing almost 170, 169 to that hole. Now, normally I'd hit a 7-iron, but long is dead on this hole, and there's lots of room in front of it, so I'm actually gonna hit the 8. Caddie's kind of between those two clubs. It's going a long way here in Lubbock, Texas. Dry air. Oh, I bladed it and came out of it. Worst swing of the day. Ooh, worst swing of the day. Not what you want following in an eagle. That's what patient golf is. Not all your golf shots are gonna be good. This isn't Instagram golf. I'm not re-hitting, hiding anything. You're seeing every shot I really hit. This is real golf, and that was not a good strike. In fact, in the air, I was worried it might go into the lake. I got a good bounce to get up to the apron, and now I've got a shot to 2-putt and save par. We're gonna grind. That's what good golf is. It's a grind. Tangent's gonna help you get the ball to the hole. It's gonna help you give you room for misses. That was definitely a miss. We got away with it. Look, that's why my other channel is called The Good Miss. If you haven't already, you should check that out. You should like and subscribe to both this channel and The Good Miss. The Good Miss has a little bit more casual golf on it. It's less focused on the app and tutorials. In this case, teaching you how I play golf, and it's more great golf courses. It's just a more casual, good time. But on this channel, I'm hopefully trying to teach you how to make better decisions on the golf course, play better, and show you how Tangent can help you do all of those things. I can see my golf ball. It's up there on the fringe. We got a long putt. Technically not on the green. I'll leave the pin in so I can see it, so you can see it, and I'm gonna pace it off. That's what I do with every putt, even when it's off the green. 24 paces, so that's 72 feet from just off the apron. So I'm gonna aim a good 2 feet out to the left. It's a long putt. Again, according to Scott Fawcett, I'm a big fan of his, anything inside 10% of the distance is a good putt. So from 72 feet, getting inside 7 feet would be a good result. We're gonna try to do better than that. These are tough, even for the best in the world. Oh man, that is an awful putt. Pushed it and did not hit it hard enough. Yikes. We have meat on the bone. Man, it's hard to convince yourself to hit it that hard, and now we're grinding. I said inside 7 feet would be a good putt, a good result. We didn't get it inside 15. That is not good. Not good at all. I could sit here and dwell on that. I could beat myself up for a really, really poor putt, or I could get hyper focused on trying to make this 15-footer and stealing one. Really, I would argue that we're letting all that go. We're not thinking about any of that. Focus on this putt. I think this is a cup outside left. It's still uphill. Let's knock it in and save one and look really smart. Man, it's just so slow. If I hit it, that's in. That was right on line. That is a bad bogey. It's a bad bogey because of a poor tee shot. I think your tendency on a hole like that is going to be to beat yourself up for putting and say, oh, I just basically 3-putted from the apron. That's so bad. That's from 72 feet. Like the average tour pro is going to 3-putt more often than they 1-putt from 30 feet. So from 72 feet, to be honest, it just brings 3 putts into play. I should have hit it closer, a better tee shot, and I wouldn't have been in that position. We'll shake that off, keep fighting the good fight. Bogeys are gonna happen, get it back on the next hole. The 11th hole is a shorter par 4, and it's really not a difficult hole. It is one of the tighter tee shots on the golf course, and that's why Caddie actually is recommending that I just hit 2 hybrid. I could hit driver up there, but it does get pretty narrow and there's lots of bunkers into play. We're gonna go with Caddie. I'm gonna hit a 2-iron. there's just not a lot of benefit for hitting driver. It just gets so narrow up there. Bunkers on both sides. 2-iron probably stays short of the big troubles, but my dispersion with the 2-iron, as you'll see in the Tangent Golf app, is much tighter than my driver. Just gives me a good chance to hug the right side of the fairway, get one in play. Patient golf, right? That electrical tower. Get right a little bit. I pulled that, I hit it hard, kind of pulled it with a little more draw than I wanted. So not even necessarily my best 2-iron, but I'm pretty confident that I stayed short of the bunkers, which I would have been in had I hit driver. Good targets, gives me room to miss and not get into the big trouble. And that's really all we're trying to do. If I can avoid the big trouble, I got a pretty good chance to hit the green. If I can hit the green, I got a good chance to make par, and pars are good. All right, so look, that was not a good 2-iron, and we found ourselves in a wet, mushy part of the rough. So that was not a good golf shot off the tee. If I hit driver on a similar line, I'm in big trouble, either in the bunker or in the long stuff. By picking a good club, we ended up in an okay spot. We've got just 88 yards to a pin on the right. We're just trying to get this on the green. So I've got a 56. That's what Caddie says to hit, and we're gonna hit it left of that pin. Probably gonna knuckle out of this thick rough. So let's just get something dancing. This stuff is thick. Really, it's gonna come out with no spin and it's gonna release. So we're trying to land it front-ish part of the green, which is why we gotta favor a little bit left, maybe at that gap in the trees. Let's just try to get a putt. Once you've missed a fairway, it's just about how do we mitigate disaster. Wow, that was thick. Really, really, really thick. Yeah. I didn't get all the way through it. Little juicy there, right? I missed in the one spot of this golf course. They're watering it, keeping it in great condition. But, you know, when it's muddy and thick and wet like that, that hadn't been mowed in a while. I didn't get through it. And now we're scrambling for par again from off the green. This again is where you got to kind of pump the brakes, right? I just walked off the front 9 of this golf course having shot 3 under, right? One of the best front 9s I've had out here. And you start thinking about score, you start getting ahead of yourself, and then you make a bogey. It's a quick reality check. What you don't want to do is make 2 in a row. Deep breath, 1 shot at a time. We can get up and down. Man, that was way short. We haven't missed very many greens, so this is really going to test our scrambling here. Let's get the back 9 on track. Here we are, well off the front of the green. I don't know if I'm chipping or putting this yet. We'll figure that out. But let's save par here. It'd be a big one. Now, while for most golfers, I recommend putting every chance you can get, I don't practice it a lot, and I'm pretty good with this little knockdown wedge. So 17 yards, I'm gonna hit a little bump and run up there. Try to take this first cut of Bermuda out of it. Let's get it up there close, little snuggle bunnies. I'm trying to land this 10, 12 feet short of the pin and let it trundle up. The greens are pretty soft. Right about there, now sit. It's a pretty good shot, a little long, a little strong. All right, we're going a little worm's eye view so that you can see me make this putt. We got 6 feet. Would I have liked closer? Of course. From a PGA Tour type of analysis, that was still a good result, getting it inside 6 feet. Breaking down that way, we kind of saw it come by. I think this is a left edge putt. Left edge, let it fall in. It's time we saved one. Bingo, man, that's big. Sometimes you just have to scramble. I'll tell you what I was thinking and why that was short. I just thought that ball was gonna come out so dead with no spin out of that thick, swampy rough that I was worried about playing to the middle of the green, that it would just bounce right through the green. That was kind of where my mistake was. I didn't judge the lie very well. I should have been less worried about the jump and more worried about the fat dead one, which is what I got. Still, we got away with it. We made par. Hole 12 here at the Rawls course. This is an awesome hole. It's kind of a blind second shot. You got the green protected up there in a valley. You actually can't see the green, even though it's not that long of a par 4. You want to try to really favor the right-hand side so that you can see the target for the next ones. Caddie is doing an analysis with my distances and my dispersions, and it knows that driver brings some of that trouble into play, so it's telling me to be smart and hit 3-wood, which is still only going to leave me a wedge in. So let's go. That is perfect. Absolutely mashed down the valley. I think I flew right past the 150 stake. 3-wood was a great club. We're gonna have inside 150, and we took all the trouble out of play by pulling 1 club back. You know, maybe it sounds like I'm beating a dead horse, but I guarantee you, most players, even on a hole like this, they're gonna walk up, fairway looks wide, and they're just gonna automatically say, yeah, let's just crush a driver up there. There's plenty of room. And that's how you get into trouble. Look, I'm a big fan of hitting driver every time you can reasonably hit driver. This just happened to be a hole where you can't reasonably hit driver. Make smarter decisions off the tee. smarter clubs, and it gives you just more room to make mistakes. Even with just a 3-wood, we've only got 88 yards to this hole, so that was the right club. We got to the right side of the fairway so we can actually see the target on what usually is a blind second shot. We got to execute 88 yards, just a little 56. That's right at it. Sit. Good golf shot there. Caddie had us executing very, very well. If you hit driver, your fairway is that walkway right there, less than 3 yards wide. 3-wood gave me at least a 40-yard fairway, and I found the speed slot to get really close. Wow, that wedge actually covered quite a bit. It was right at it, just a little too long. We nuked that one a little bit. Got all of it. Good golf swing right over the flagstick. Just hit it too hard. Again, we're reading it while we're walking up. Downhill putt, just inside 27 feet. It's easy 4 on that tricky little par 4. That wedge just went a little bit too long. You'll see golfers really beat themselves up, right? I had like 88 yards, something like that, to that pin. And you'll see people get really upset, like, oh, it should have been a lot closer. The reality is, even the pros don't stuff all their wedges. Golf has dispersions. It's a game of misses. I did not miss that golf shot, by the way. I flushed it. I just haven't practiced my distances well enough to get that as tight as I needed. There's just literally no benefit to beating yourself up over a golf shot. Even a wedge you thought you should get close, a putt you should have made, doesn't matter. Just doesn't matter. You can't go back and re-hit it. Why beat yourself up over it? All right, the 13th hole is a really good hole. You've got this big fairway bunker in the center that's really just to throw you off. I can't hit it. I'll cover that with the driver, no problem. Caddie has me bombing driver right down the middle. This all kind of funnels to the center. With no wind, it's one of the easiest tee shots. Famous last words. Now we can go right over the right side of this bunker and hit it as hard as we want. Right at the flag, very specific target, hyper focused on the target. That's all I'm thinking about. Hitting this at that target. And that is a laser beam. Another piece of advice: when you're hitting tee shots, it's real easy to start thinking about, don't hit it left, don't hit it right, watch out for the water, watch out for that bunker, and your brain doesn't work very well with don'ts. Anything that you're thinking about, your body's gonna naturally kind of wanna drive it towards that. If you're thinking, don't hit it right, your brain kind of hears right and your subconscious kind of leads you that way. I know you've experienced that on the golf course before. So anytime I have that thought of, oh, watch out to the right, you know, I'm lining up to hit a golf shot and maybe my eyes at the last minute drift to the right-hand side at a tree I don't want to hit it at. Anytime I catch myself doing that, I back off, reset. I make sure that my last glance is where I want the ball to go. My last thought is of the target, and then take that golf swing. Trust me, it will lead to better golf shots. And I'm not saying ignore the hazard. It's good to walk up and say, okay, there's water right, there's a bunker here, I gotta cover that. It's okay to notice all of that. And then you use that to pick your target. Okay, based on all that information, maybe with the AI Caddie, I want to hit this at that specific tree. And then as soon as you make that decision, you walk up and you focus solely on that tree and you hit it at that tree. You forget about the water, you forget about everything else, and you only try to hit it at the good target you selected. By clearing your mind, you'll hit better golf shots. So we're walking up to my approach shot into 13. You'll see how narrow this fairway gets. I absolutely piped that driver. I hit it close to 300 yards, so I'm smoking it. And that's left us just 97 yards into this hole. The Caddie's recommending a 56 degree. Again, that's my 100-yard club. Maybe we can make up for the wedge shot that I just hit on the last hole. We've executed really well. We've got a good chance. Let's pick a target. This green's kind of bold. I think I want to go a couple yards left of that pin. This is just a smooth stock 56. Little wind into. Should be a perfect club. I feel like I pulled it, maybe a touch heavy. Not my best strike. Again, 2 56 degrees in a row where it'd be really easy to beat myself up. But the plus side of that is I had birdie putts on both holes, even without my best stuff. I know maybe I'm harping on those things. It's just, I've been on the other side of it where you get mad at golf shots and it just, one, it doesn't help you play better golf. And then two, probably just the older I get, the more I get to do this, the more thankful I am just for being out here on a golf course on days like this. There's a bit of gratitude. And I just feel like taking that gratitude with you, being thankful for the opportunity to be out here, is going to result in better golf. Getting angry and bitter, it doesn't make the game fun. It doesn't help you play better. And what's the point of that? I'm out here to have fun. I do this because I love it. I also do it because it's hard and it challenges me to make good decisions and to play well. So take the good with the bad and find some more gratitude. You'll play better golf. All right, we're walking up to 13. This is kind of a cool hole. It's got a very bold green. By bold, I mean there's a bowl around it. I thought that I hit that really poor to the front of the green. It actually got most of the way back there. I could have gotten upset with that, and it really wasn't a bad shot, right? We probably got 18 feet or so. Like, not anything to write home about from 100 yards. Now, this looks like a tough little putt. We're coming up over this hill. It looks like it falls off quite a bit. Let's pace it out. 24 feet from 100 yards. Look, that's definitely not my best stuff. Okay, this is probably one of the toughest putts we've had because we're going across this slope and it's breaking down tricky, bold green. So this is gonna break hard left to right. And again, from 24 feet, we wanna get this inside 3 feet. It's not, while it's makeable, you don't wanna be careless. Let's snuggle it up there. If it goes in, it's a bonus. Settle. Okay, just didn't get quite high enough, but that's a really good result. Right center tap in. Gotta tap them all in if you want it to count. There we go. Easy 4. Just keep stacking up good shots. Would I like to have birdied 13? Absolutely. It's one of the easier holes on this side, and 14 is the #1 handicap, the hole we're about to go to. But I still have 2 par 5s left on this side. And even as I'm talking right now, that's me getting ahead of myself. Why am I even thinking about score? All I can do is hit this next tee shot. Let's stop worrying about missed opportunities or opportunities in front of you, and let's start thinking about, how do I hit this tee shot as good as I possibly can? Hole number 14 is such a good golf hole. You can play up to 506 from the tip, so it can be a pretty long par 4, and a lot of times it's pretty windy. Today it looks like they got the tees up, so it's only going to be playing 415 from these tees, which makes it significantly easier than on a normal windy day. Tangent app is telling me to blast driver up there. That's what we're doing. On a normal day, that bunker on the right is in play off of the tee box. Today, it looks like it's carryable. And sure enough, if I go use the hole map on the Apple Watch, it's telling me it's just 200 yards to that right fairway bunker. There's another one behind it at 292. We got plenty of room here to crush a driver. Aim at that left greenside bunker and just rip one. Let's try to make this long hole shorter. Hyper focus on that target. And perfect. That is a golf shot. Right now, the wind is like sub 5 miles an hour. It's as easy as you're gonna get the Rawls course. You gotta take advantage of days like this with some good golf swings. So far, we're doing exactly that. Look at that, we're in the fairway. We got some mud on our ball, so that ball actually carried. We're right by the 150 stake. That ball only went 270 yards, which is because it landed in a soft spot in the mud, so it didn't go quite as far as my drives have been going today, but we're in a good spot. Perfect. And if it goes further, maybe we go in that bunker. I hit that really well. I've only got 135, 137 to that pin, but there is a false front on this green, and even then caddies recommend that I hit 9-iron and make sure I get past it. Hit a little 9-iron. Caddie knows we tend to miss short, so it's giving me 1 extra. The pin's also on the left-hand side, so I'm gonna favor to the right of it. Halfway between that tree and the pin, put a good strike on it. Oh, I pulled it right at the stick, a little left of it. Oh, off the hill, what a golf shot. Caddie there told me to take 1 extra club really to hit the 9-iron. Caddie also told me to aim right of that pin, and it's doing that because it's taking into account my dispersion and the fact that there's a bunker on the left-hand side of this pin. So if I aimed right at the pin and I hit the same shot I just did, I would have pulled it into the bunker. I'd be short-sighted and in a lot of trouble. And I think I ended up in a pretty good spot with a birdie putt on the hardest hole in the golf course. You've got to start thinking about your golf shots as like a shotgun, right? You have a dispersion circle of where the shots might come, and your job is to center that dispersion circle in the optimal place to lead to scoring. If you center that dispersion circle over the pin, that ball's in the bunker or worse. AI Caddie can help you do that. It learns your dispersions and it'll show you where to hit the golf ball. All right, walking up to the 14th green, look at all this danger. This is why we were trying to make the decision we were. You've got the false front where it falls off on the front. You got the bunker left. You got the pin tucked up on this ridge in a tough spot. So aiming at that pin would have been crazy. I was trying to hit it right over here to have an uphill putt. I pulled it and hit it a little long with that 9-iron. That allowed me to find the green, and putting a putter in my hand is always a good idea. Now we got a putt for birdie on the toughest hole in the golf course. Whereas you can see, look, I only had, let's see, I only had 3 paces. I only had 10 feet left to that pin. If I aim at that pin, I bring a lot of trouble into play. I'll show you where my ball landed even. This is where my ball landed. This is where my ball mark is. I was aimed 12 feet right of that pin, but that's what dispersion circles do. I don't always hit it where I'm aiming. In that case, I pulled it, hit it left of where I was aiming. Luckily, I picked a good spot that allowed me to miss what I was aiming at and still have a good result. So we're just inside 11 paces. That's just inside 33 feet. This is a tough putt. Overall, it's downhill, but you got this knob that I just went over that's gonna kick this hard right to left. Again, we've been reading the green since we first started walking up to it. This is a pace putt. It's downhill from 33 feet. Anything inside 3 feet is a great result. Aim a little to the right. Feel like I nuked that. Did have a little bit extra in it. I told you that was a tough putt. We've left ourselves a tester for par. Inside 3 feet would have been a great result. We're just outside of that. That ran away a little bit down the hill, and yet we got 4 feet. Now 4 feet's a putt I should make, but with a little less pace or a little higher line, I would have had an easier look at it. Now this is a tricky putt, trying to figure out which way it breaks. I don't see a lot. The high point is right behind the camera, and this was coming right down the fall line. So I think it's a straight 4-footer up the hill. We practice these almost every day, maybe left center. Commit to that line, just put a really good stroke on it. Right in the middle. Good 2-putt there. Really good result. Maybe I'm a broken record telling you all the benefits of target selection and whatnot, but these are things that when I play with my higher handicap friends, I know that they're not thinking about. It's really easy to get yourself short-sided in a bunker and all of a sudden you're making bogey or double. We are on the meat of the golf course. These are the toughest 3 holes in a row, 14, 15, 16. This one, you got to pound it over the bunkers on the right-hand side. That's what Caddie is telling me to do. That's what we're going to do. The maintenance guy out there, see, how far are those bunkers? Only 188 to get to them, so it's probably 220 or so to cover them. I should have plenty of firepower on a windless day to just knock it over that right one. It'd be tough to pick a target if you've never played here before without a caddy to help you out. It's right over the heart of the bunker and hit really, really hard. That's a great golf shot. Smoked it right over the middle of that bunker. I should have a pretty good look in. Another good target from the caddy on a hole that can be tricky. Talk about a big ball. I found the speed slot on that one. Watch is telling me I hit that 325 yards. So yeah, found a good spot, hit it right where the caddy wanted me to do, and now I've only got about 85 yards left into this pin. Pin looks like it's in the middle. Let's go. We've made a hard hole easier. Now that being said, my ball's in this little bit of a runoff area, and that green is right in the center. It's about the easiest pin you could have. We can go right at it. You want to stay at it or just short of it. I don't hate it. It's a little left. Working its way there. Just about pin high. Good, safe target, not getting greedy, and we're gonna have another good look at birdie. Really executing well today, but staying patient. Not trying to do anything too crazy. Patient golf, keep stacking up opportunities, and you'll like where you end up at the end of the day. Not trying to press by any means, and really honestly just taking advantage of the great course conditions. The course is beautiful, greens are great, and taking advantage of the weather. Hardly any wind at all. Let's see if we can capitalize here and get that bogey from 10 back. I say that actually, and I hate saying that because you shouldn't be thinking about score while you're playing. The bogey on 10 does not impact this putt. So like even myself, sometimes I have to correct. I start to get ahead of myself and think about score and think about outcomes. I want to play good golf for everybody that watches these things to show off what I've learned with the app and on my own golf journey. Sometimes I still make mistakes. I get too tied up in score and outcomes, and I got to keep telling myself and preaching to myself. That's part of why I'm doing this. Hey, focus on each individual shot. Just give it the best you can do, and that's all you can do. See if we can make this putt. All right, guys, we knocked it close, but this is not an easy putt. 1, 2, 3, just 9 feet, but it's across a slope. It's a tricky 9-footer, so we're not getting too worked up about it. Aim about 2 cups out to the left. Put a good stroke on it, and let's hope it falls. Just hit it too hard. Man, what a good read. Easy par on a very difficult golf hole. We'll take that. If you want to get bad at every 9-footer that you miss, be my guest, but a 9-footer with roughly 2 cups of break is by no means a gimme putt. You're going to miss some of those. Just be patient. If you give yourself a lot of those, you're going to make a lot of those too. That's the goal. 16 is a really long par 3, tough one with that pin in the back. It's playing 230-ish. We're just trying to get to the front of the green and aim to the right. So I'm hitting a 4 hybrid. Kind of a toss up between my 2 and my 4. My 4 I hit higher. It is into the wind. It's gonna take a good strike to get there, but I can't reasonably hit 3 wood. So tough hole. We're just trying to find a way to make a 3. Right side of the green, give it room to draw, try to get something on the surface. Oh, my foot slipped. It's a little left of the pin and down in the bunker. First green we've missed in a while. Foot slips there. We got to grind now. Gonna have to get up and down from a bunker. We've been playing well. We want to keep the card clean, especially going into 2 par 5s. Sometimes it's good for you guys to see me have to scramble as well. Let's go. All right, we got a little lucky. Somehow that ball actually ended up on the tongue of this bunker, which is kind of wild. I don't know if that's a good break or a bad break, but I definitely missed short-sided. You saw my foot slip on that last shot, so that was kind of why that ball went a little further left than I wanted. I was really trying to get it way out here onto the green. But at this point, it is what it is. Let's see if we can scramble and get up and down. Take my glove off. I'm gonna give you guys the pin view, see what I can do. 18 yards. I'm gonna have to like almost stand in the bunker to hit this. Maybe I will. To choke up on the golf club. This is a really difficult shot. Wish I could give you guys both angles. Let's take my word for it. My heels are in the air and I'm choked way up to the metal. Just get it on the green. It's a good result from this shot. Sit. All right, out of frame. It's just past my camera stick. I don't hate that. That was a tough shot. And to get it any closer, I would have had to risk leaving that in the rough, in the thick stuff. I wasn't gonna do that. So now we've got, probably our longest par putt we've had. And now we're gonna pace it off, go through our motions. 1, 2, 3, just outside of 9 feet, not quite 10 feet. We saw it go by and break a little this way. So that's what we got coming back. Man, we gotta put our big boy grind pants on. Good time to make one of those 9-footers, huh? This one doesn't break as much, so I think it's left edge. Keep the momentum. Do it. I just pulled it. I said left edge. That started outside the left edge. That's a bogey. Second bogey of the back. That is a difficult hole though. 230 yard par 3 in between clubs for me. Couldn't quite hit 3 wood. 4 hybrid was going to struggle to get there. And I draw that hybrid too much. I'm not mad at a bogey on that golf hole. It's a tough hole. I got 2 par 5s in front of me. Just 2 holes left. Let's see if we can put a bow on this round. Playing well. 17th hole. First of back-to-back par 5s. It is behind me as I walk back to the tee box. I do have room to hit driver here. If I hit a good one, it'll be just short of the junk and a little valley that runs through the middle of this hole. Caddie's got me hitting driver right out there. Let's go. You want to favor the right-hand side a little bit, but this is, I'd argue, one of the tougher tee shots out here. They're all pretty generous when the wind's down, which we got a perfect day today. All right, so we got a good idea for the line. It's really that left green side bunker is a good spot to hit this, and just mash one. A little blocky, but it's drawing back nicely. Big bounce just inside the cart path. Hopefully that made its way all the way back to the fairway. Hit that pretty hard. There's a little bit of junk out there. I think we're gonna be in a good spot. We've got 250 to the front edge, 270 hole. Caddie's telling me 3 wood. Just missed this long stuff. 3 wood it is. We should be able to cover all the real trouble. Got an outside chance of getting to the green with a good shot. Oh, that was heavy. It's a little tough lie. I mean, it wasn't a fairway cut. I'd missed the fairway just to the right, just short of that thick stuff, and the ball was kind of sitting down, so it was a little heavier type of lie, and that 3 wood just caught it, maybe a groove fat. So I can mark that as heavy in the Tangent Golf app, just so that I kind of know what my tendency is to miss. I was wrong. That ball bounced all the way up to the green, and we are pin high with a putt for eagle. Even better. Man, what a day. We're hitting the ball really, really well. Chance to keep getting one back. And it wouldn't be one of my videos without there being some kind of audio issue. Mike dropped out super low, so we'll just voice over this short part of the hole. 57 feet, so anything inside about 6 feet is a pretty good putt, even though it's an eagle putt. I'm not one of those that says, hey, you just have to get it there. I'm trying to lag it up and make as easy a birdie as possible. Left a little meat on that bone, but took care of it. Putter's rolling really well today, and that's a nice birdie. We'll go ahead and enter that in the Tangent app, a little 4 with a 2 putt from 57 feet. That's a 4 with a 2 putt from 57 feet. Hit the green in 2 on a par 5. That makes up for the bogey on 16. Not that you can actually make up for bogeys. That doesn't actually work that way. Your score is your score. Caddie's recommending driver. Fire away. All right, we are on the 18th hole of the Rawls course. This is one of my favorite holes in golf. Does this nice little S-turn around that lake that we saw on 10. Just a beautiful hole, cool scene. Awesome, awesome. We're gonna aim at the left side of that fairway and rip it. That's a speed slot. Should get pretty close to that lake if we hit a good one. All right at that white hut. We're gonna get hyper-focused on the target. Something like that. It's a little right. Turns out I could not have hit a better drive. I got the speed slot on the right. It came all the way down to the flat spot. And we've got a nice flat lie with a look to get on this green too. It's 200 yards to the pin. About 180 to cover all the junk, to cover the lake. Caddie says 5 iron. Let's fire at it. Let's end on a high note. End on a low note? I don't know. Now that's weird. Now I'm thinking about that. High note, low note. I don't want high note. I like low. This is golf. Let's on a low note. Let's put a good swing on it. Okay, right there. What I was talking about earlier. Right before I walked out, my eyes darted for that red penalty stake before I hit it. I'll reset. Look at the flat. That's where I want to hit. I want all my focus. Attention on the target. Perfect, good swing on it. Oh, baby. Wow. Let's go. Just got back from Bandon Dunes. It's the first round I've played since then, but I played a lot of golf and my golf swing is dialed, as it's been. Now, I didn't score well at Bandon because of chipping and putting and all that kind of stuff. By the way, if you want to see the Bandon content, go to the Good Miss channel. The Good Miss Golf, that's where all the Bandon content's going to be. It was phenomenal. Highly suggest you check it out. Make sure you like and subscribe to both this channel and that channel to catch all of my golf and all of my tips on how we play. That being said, I played a lot of golf at Bandon, so I've played more golf in the last 2 weeks than I've played in a long time, and my swing is feeling dialed. This is likely the best round of golf I've played in quite some time. Feeling really good. I got a putt here on 18 to put a pretty special score together. If I could get some bookend eagles on the front nine and back nine, that'd be some special stuff. I used the tangent caddy today, and it helped me make a bunch of decisions I haven't normally made, which is probably why I'm scoring lower even than I normally do out here. Oh my goodness. This is fun. The walk up to 18, you're gonna see where that 5-iron just ended. I've hit a lot of good golf shots today, and that was probably the best one on the last hole. And it looks like we're gonna have something like 5 feet for eagle to end this round. Fun stuff. Look, I can't promise you're gonna go play like this if you use the tangent app, but I can promise you're gonna play better than you're playing right now. I didn't get here without using it, I can tell you that. All right, let's go ahead and put that in the tangent app. 3 to 1 putt from 5 feet. If I hit the hole button, it'll show me my score. I didn't even know what I shot. -4. That's a 68. Wow. Wow. That is the best round of golf that I've played in a very long time. I missed very few greens. I mean, gosh, I 3-putted 10. Made a bogey on 2, a par 5. I could have spun out my wheels there a little bit and got a little frustrated. I didn't. I stayed patient and hit a lot of good golf shots. Made up for it. Played the last 2, birdie, eagle, just like I did on the front nine. That was fun. I hope you liked it. Make sure to like and subscribe. Download the app. Subscribe to the app. You will play better golf. Promise you. Let's improve together.